what are the non-negotiable ingredients that need to be in a show called Lanterns? And one of those things was the oath. We have to get it into the pilot in some way.
In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
It's essential to the character. It connects them to what makes the Green Lanterns different than other superheroes, which is the fact that they're part of a community.
Aaron Pira and Kyle Chandler star in the next HBO series from DC, Lanterns. The first episode premiered just days ago as of the time of this recording, and fans are pretty excited for the rest of the story.
The initial hook for me when I first read a Hal Jordan comic book was like, oh, this guy's superpower is his imagination. This ring is really an antenna by which he broadcasts his creativity.
This ring is a dangerous weapon.
The first time I saw the ring was a moment of just pure joy. Everything feels real.
It's a pretty mundane prop.
Lanterns focuses on their strained relationship, with Hal ordered by the Guardians, who created the Green Lantern Corps, to train John to become a Green Lantern for Earth.
Camera set.
We always started from the idea of John is Hal's replacement. Hal does not want to be replaced. And what is the push and pull of that relationship? No human has ever been a Green Lantern before Hal Jordan got that ring. The pressure of being the first person to ever do this job, you can't underestimate how important that is in the mythology of Hal.
Today we're going to explore the introduction to this series, as well as what it was like to prepare for this role for each of them.
The death of Hal Jordan is probably the most controversial idea that we had.
When I first read this script, I was kind of shocked. It just took me aback. I was like, oh, that's going to be a good show.
But before we get into more of these moments, today's trivia question: what role is Aaron Pira most known for? Leave your answers in the comments down below and stick around till the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
So when the alien does that and uses kind of that voice of like, this is so stupid, that really bugs him, because to Hal, that's sacred.
There's something about Hal Jordan. He's very human, but there's a reason the ring came to him, and he does the best he can. The only problem is, sometimes it's not right.
For many fans of DC Comics and Green Lantern specifically, getting a new version of Hal Jordan has been a long time coming. Aside from one failed film adaptation starring Ryan Reynolds and several animated projects, there hasn't been a live-action version of one of the most popular characters to ever wear the ring.
Hal Jordan at the beginning of the series feels like a bit of a beat-up has-been. You feel like you're meeting a rule breaker. This isn't somebody you could necessarily rely on. He certainly doesn't feel like Earth's Green Lantern.
It almost seems like you want to die, Hal Jordan. Does that not violate your precious oath?
Given that DC Studios is still in the early stages of its interconnected universe, it's also understandable why Tom King wants every project to be critical to franchises that can become easily oversaturated.
We were telling a story over 2 different time periods about the relationship of these 2 men to each other, but also to this ring and to this job.
Even knowing it doesn't prepare you for it, particularly because Kyle and I have formed such a close friendship. There is the scene, and then it's compounded by the friendship we actually have. So it was very emotional.
To say that Lanterns is True Detective by way of DC kind of gives the game away, but it really is the best way to describe a mystery two-hander of clashing superhero leads.
So what was really enjoyable was doing all of the necessary research, all of the appropriate research, revising that, and then discovering what our dynamic was within the context of our versions of these characters. And it's the first live action of these 2 in an HBO context. So, discovering what that was and sharing it with audiences.
Comic readers will be familiar enough with Abin Sur in the Lantern's method of succession, and while newcomers might be left a little adrift, Zoe's introduction is also step 1 of a pretty funny set of small town reveals.
We've talked about it before, but we were obsessed with Coaching Tree. And so the fact that Abin Sur trained Sinestro, and Sinestro trained Hal, and Hal was training John. So, and what they pick up from those people and what they can't shake, and even if they know, a natural thing, or is that a big problem for the Guardians? So we have talked about that obsessively in the room and how to play it.
If Lanterns provided a steady surrounding frame for these 2 superhero figures, the tension between Jordan and Stewart would feel the way it's probably intended to feel, like a buddy cop dynamic, with 2 strong personalities struggling to find the middle ground between them.
So even when they arrive at the football game, they arrive at a high school football game in the pilot, and the local sheriff is like, look, we know who you are. We know we're not alone, but also this is a crime scene. So we just wanted to be like hit the ground running and not having to explain everything. Yeah. And then, well, we also wanted to show you out in the world so you could see people react to it.
The series begins in one place and then jumps to another, but it also spends a significant amount of energy on a third, and although each of them interlock, they give Lanterns the sense that it is spiraling inward rather than moving ahead.
We wanted it to feel, we wanted everything in the show to feel like a tool and like real equipment. We wanted the ring to be a real tool. We wanted the lantern to be a real tool. So we wanted the suit to be something that if he was going into battle, that thing could go into battle with him.
The reveal in the episode introduces audiences to the fact that there is not one mystery being solved throughout the series, there are two, and the events in 2016 clearly have some sort of influence on what's to come.
I loved my costume. As soon as I got it on, I fit into it. I was dirty, I was disheveled, it fit the whole character right off the bat. You know, you smell the alcohol on him. You could, cigar smoke, and off he was doing his stuff. That's how I was thinking about it.
100%. I think, there's only so much you can do in pre-production. There's only so much immersion and just embracing.
Once you get all your pages taped on the wall, you know where all your scenes are, and then you can take this page in the script and this page in the script and figure out how to play with the material to reveal things differently, or to lay Easter eggs, as the actor, Chandler, said.
It was just a tremendous opportunity, and I think from how we experienced it, that experience is going to be seen by the audiences. From what I know of being in the business for 35 plus, I think people are going to really dig this, and I think it's going to be a great show. And it's the credit of these guys up here to be so thoughtful in that writer's room to create something so wonderful for us to be able to have a shot at you.
The creative duo anticipates online discourse. The fans are going to hate us, Damien Lindelof says with a little unease. There were all these reasons not to do it, but the story kept pushing us to do it anyway, especially since we really wanted to serve the emotional stakes of their relationship.
It's a real study of the human condition.
100%.
And we get to live that through really great writing and really great ability to explore it with the okay and the yes, go explore it from the writers and everyone, and we all collaborated and then once we saw what they did with the editing and all this stuff, it's the human experience. It's basically really good storytelling.
It appears that the demise of Hal Jordan was embedded in the original pitch for the show. Damon Lindelof aimed to challenge what we expect from a superhero project, weaving in dialogue that carries a heavy sense of irony once that stunning conclusion is revealed.
We had a whole color chart of greens, all the gradations from the darkest green to all the way to the lightest green. And we really, once we started going and we started shooting the show and in the environment we were in, we were able to sort of get the right idea for the right color of green, for the green to show up.
This is only the first episode after all, and there are 8 total in this season, so there is much more in store for fans in the future.
If you had to guess, or maybe you know the number, how many shades of green did you see?
Oh my God, you don't even understand. We were changing the shade of green, like we probably just stopped changing the shade of green like when I got here. I mean, it was really important to us, especially in the suit, to feel the wear and tear of years of him doing it.
So far, HBO and DC Studios have not officially renewed Lanterns for a second season. They will likely wait for the reactions before making an announcement.
That was something, and in fact, and I know some people have spoken to this already, when I first got the show, the suit, there may not have been a suit.
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, having only starred in a few films throughout his career, Pierre is most known for his role in Old in 2021.
And there really is a Batman, and there really is all this other stuff. So it's kind of interesting being in my own little world, being the Lantern, knowing that these other worlds were out there. I mean, for the actor type being in this, because everything was so grounded, right? So it was kind of neat. It's kind of mystical, and I decided that I didn't like guys that wore capes.
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments? Which one was your favorite, and what are you mostly looking forward to with this series? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
Yes, we got little warnings on those cards in front of us. Please can know that there are children here, and so I knew it.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not showing my business to children. Come
without, I guess we don't want to spoil too much, but I mean, what was that day on set like? The big reveal.
Well, look, you know, you go to acting school, you think,